Congratulations.
Thank you. Thank you.
Good evening and welcome to the Women's Final Four National Championship press conference featuring the UConn Huskies. We'll hear an opening statement from Coach, followed by questions from our student athletes. Just a reminder that I ask that you hold your questions for Coach until after we have our student athletes depart. Our student athletes will move to the mix zone, and the locker room for UConn is now open. Coach, we'll turn it over to you for an opening statement.
Thank you. You really don't prepare speeches for something like this, although today I was thinking, man, what am I going to say if things don't go our way? How can you describe the emotions that you would feel if if it went the wrong way for us, when there's so much riding on this game for a lot of people, a lot of people at UConn, and mostly for Paige being their last opportunity to do this. So I just kept thinking something good has to happen, because if we were going to lose, it would have been before now. I don't think the basketball gods would take us all the way to the end. They've been really cruel with some of these kids on this team. They've suffered a lot of the things that could go wrong in a college career as an athlete. And so they don't need any more heartbreak. So they weren't going to take us here and then give us more heartbreak. I kept holding on to that. And I'm glad they were rewarded. This was one of the more emotional Final Fours and emotional national championships that I've been a part of since that very first one.
At this time, we'll open up with questions for our student athletes. Doug, we'll have you go first.
Doug Feinberg, the AP. Paige, can you just walk us through this journey you've had for the last 5 years, freshman year in the bubble to now finishing off with the national championship?
Yeah, it's been a story of resilience, of gratitude, of adversity, of overcoming adversity, and just responding to life's challenges and trying to fuel them to make me a better person, a better player, and continue to grow in my leadership abilities and being a great teammate and just staying who I am, standing firm in who I am and believing in what we do here as individuals, what we do here as a team, and just an overwhelming sense of gratitude for everything that's happened through the ups and downs. I wouldn't trade it for the world. To be able to be shaped to be the person that I am today and the team that we are today. And obviously you feel like on the other side of a hard time is a really big blessing, and we stuck to it, we kept the faith. And to be rewarded with something like this, you can't really even put it into words.
We'll shift to our right with Maddie.
Right over here. Paige, AZ, and Sarah, all three of you, how validating is it that, Paige, you're ending your career with the national championship. AZ, you came back from a knee injury, and Sarah, as a freshman, to come in and be a part of breaking this title drought. Just how validating is it to sit up there and know that you're national champions?
Yeah, very validating to all the hard work we put in as individuals and as a team, and how much we stuck together through the good times and the bad, and how connected we were. We feel like we were so connected and nothing could break us. We've been through a lot on our own as a team, so we feel like nothing that life or basketball can throw at us would ever break us and make us separate. So to be able to sit up here with them, with the whole team, and share this moment is extremely validating.
We're going to go to the center.
Hey, Pam Grundy, author of Shattering the Glass, Remarkable History of Women's Basketball. To Paige and AZ, you have seen a lot in your careers. You've seen women's basketball change a lot. I'd like if you could say something about what the changes have been from the perspective of players, and then also how you see yourself in the context of all the generations of women who've come before you.
We could start with AZ.
I felt like last year being out, I really got a chance to like sit back and look around and just see the attention that we had and just the impact that all of us, my teammates, had on like little girls, and I thought it was just incredible. And to be a part of that this year, and still just to see our fans, like we're in Tampa and it feels like a home game, to have that support and just to see like little girls with their hair braided like us, little girls with shirts on, even like grown men, and like that's just incredible. So to have that support. And to see that grow, I felt like it was there my freshman year, but I feel like it's definitely grown a lot since then. So to see that, it's amazing.
And Paige?
Yeah, I would say a lot of the same things. Just in terms of the visibility and the access to women's sports now, women's basketball, it's been amazing to be a part of. Even since my freshman year, the women's game has grown so much, and you're extremely grateful to be a part of that, and I feel like it's only going to get better towards the future. But we thank the people who have laid the foundation every single day, the women's basketball players who came before us, who allow us to be at this stage, allow the WNBA to be something we aspire to be, and fulfill those shoes. So it all started with the groundwork, and we're just trying to fulfill what they've done.
You want to go to the front?
Congratulations, all of you. Can you just tell us when the moment came? It looked like you were going to win the game much earlier before the buzzer came, but when that final moment came, when the buzzer's there, when you have the realization, what was going through your heart and mind?
Is that a question for Paige?
Paige, yes, I'm sorry.
So many emotions. Gratitude was the main one, of the journey, of the ups and downs, of everything that it took to get to that point, and just overwhelming joy, and just so happy for every single person who was a part of this journey. And so just to be able to sum that up in a few words, joy and gratitude would probably be the forefront.
Howard?
Howard Magdal with the Nets. Congratulations to all of you. AZ, for you, scoring 11 points in the third quarter, in the quarter that essentially put this game away, if you can just kind of take me through what you felt emotionally at those times when you're seeing the ball go through the hoop, and also you and Paige have obviously been through so many ups and downs here at this program. I know you came here to do this. What was going through your mind, and what goes through your mind now, knowing that you helped Paige get her national championship that she wanted?
Yeah, I think going into the third quarter, we knew we had a good lead. We played a great first half. We wanted to continue that, and we didn't want to let them back in the game. So I think all of our mindset was just to be aggressive, stay locked in, stay disciplined, stay together, and that's exactly what we did. And I happened to score 11 points, but that's just, I was doing what my teammates, what the game was giving and how my teammates got me the ball. So, and then being able to do it with this group is so incredible. I mean, there's a lot that just this season, like the ups and downs of the season, but the past 4 years, this group has been through so much adversity together. So to be able to do this for our seniors, I really don't have words to describe like what this feels like, what it means to me, but I'm super grateful and I'm just super proud of this entire team.
We'll go to Michael Vopel.
Mike Vopel from ESPN.com. This is for Sarah. You set the record for the most points scored by a freshman in the NCAA tournament, breaking the record by Tamika Catchings, which she set back in 1998 when your mom was playing. I'm just wondering if you could talk about this entire tournament for you and how well you've played.
Yeah, I did. I feel like I did better than I was expecting. But yeah, I mean, it's cool to score that. That wouldn't have happened without my teammates, though.
We'll go right behind you to Cassandra.
What was?
Cassandra Negley with Yahoo Sports. Paige, right in the middle. When you came out of the game, you were subbed out in that final minute, and you had a long embrace with Gino. What was going through your head, especially as you went down the bench, whatever you're willing to share about that moment specifically?
Yeah, again, just gratitude for all that coach has meant to me and how much he shaped me to the human I am, to the basketball player I am throughout this entire 5 years, and just putting it all together in one hug, what our journey has been together. He told me he loved me, and I told him I hated him. So but we both love each other, even though we hate each other some days. But yeah, just every single relationship that I've built throughout the years here, you just try to encapsulate it in one hug for 5 seconds. But just every single person that I went down the line and hugged just meant so much to me and meant so much to the team. And so just like I've been saying, just a state of gratitude.
We're going to go Bill Roden, then to Nancy. You just walk past Bill. Go back. Right there.
Hi, Bill Roden with the ESPN's Landscape. This is actually for you, Sarah. There's been a lot of talk about journeys. Everybody's talking about the journey. Yours is kind of short so far, but how does it feel? A lot of players spend their entire careers and never win a national championship. Just your perspective about your first year winning a national championship and some of your thoughts and what's your perspective on that?
I mean, yeah, we've gone to practice every day working hard for this moment, so just really proud of the team and the way we've been playing.
Is it something you expected?
I mean, no, not really.
We'll take our next question from Nancy.
Nancy Armour, USA Today Sports page. Straight. You have talked throughout your career about how much the team means to you and that that's the most important thing to you. How fitting is it then that this was truly a team effort and it wasn't? I mean, obviously Sarah and Azzy had great games, but this was not one player taking over and winning this title on their own.
Yeah, we talked about it as a team. We thought leading up to this weekend, the Final Four game, last game, and this game, that we hadn't played our best team basketball yet in the tournament, and we had gotten to the point where we were and done it pretty well. But we thought we were saving our best performances for this weekend, and it's been just, I think, a great, summary of what we have been this entire season, of being a team, staying connected on any given night. It can be anybody's night, and how we play as a team. And I think that was just a great showing for that between last game and this game. So it's extremely fitting. It's destiny, and I think, obviously, I have a great faith, so I believe God planned that perfectly in a way that it went out. So it was just a great last showing of the great team basketball that we've been playing all season.
We're going to go to the back. If you can raise your hand so the student athletes can see you.
Hi, it's Miriam with Overtime, and my question is for all of you. How many unread texts and missed calls do you have right now, and who are the first people you're going to call back and why?
Just due to time, we'll actually only be able to have one of the student athletes answer. Do you have a preference on which one?
Let's do Paige.
Actually, I love responding to texts, so I probably only had like 10 missed texts before this game. I haven't not checked my phone yet. Hoping it's in the hundreds, maybe. Like, some people want to reach out to me, say congrats. I don't know. Missed calls, I don't like talking on the phone. So I'll get back to people on text, but if I had to pick one person to get back to, I don't know. It depends who reached out to me.
We're going to go to our left.
My question is for Sarah Vanessa with the Bay Area Examiner. My question for you is, can you just talk about how much Gino means to you and his leadership, especially now being a national champion in your freshman year?
I would say he means a lot to me. I feel like he means a lot to everyone on the team. He's a great coach, so I really look up to him. What else do you want me to say? Yeah.
Say it again.
With that, we're going to shift to our right front row.
Jalen Johnson, Rising Media Stars. This one is for AZ. You just looked like you were playing really free today. You had a smile on your face the entire game. You were locked in at the beginning, I could tell that. But you had a smile on your face the entire game. What was allowing you to play so freely today?
Well, first, I think my faith. I feel like Paige and other people on the team have been really inspirational in that aspect. So being able to kind of just let go, give it to God, definitely takes that pressure that I put on myself away. And then also, I play my best when I'm having fun. And so I knew like this is our last game regardless of what happens, so I'm gonna have fun with everyone, but specifically like our upperclassmen. Caitlin's always talking about like last one. So just to have fun with all of them, it's exactly what I wanted. Shots will fall, shots won't fall, but I knew like I was gonna give it my all. Leave everything on the floor for that 40 minutes. So everything I could control, I knew I was gonna do the best I could, and so I was just trying to have fun with it.
To our right with Katie.
Katie Barnes for ESPN.com. For AZ, just given everything that you've been through, and when you think about especially the last year, what does it mean to you to have this kind of a game on the biggest stage?
I mean, today, I really don't have words to describe what today felt like and what the rest of the day is going to feel like. Today was amazing. It's an amazing accomplishment to do with this team. But like, yeah, I scored a lot of points, but I just did what my teammates, like they sent me great screens, got me the ball. I didn't get outside myself. I read what the game was giving me. So this could have been Sarah, could have been Paige scoring the most. So really, I did what I knew I was capable of. My teammates trusted me. So really a shout out to them for putting me in that position and believing in me.
Take our final question from the back in the pink.
Madison Pearl, ESPN Anscape. This question's for Paige. Paige, yesterday I asked you how you don't get comfortable going into this game, being that you beat South Carolina by 29 points last game. Finishing this game, you beat them by 23 points. Coming into this game, did it feel like you had to prove a point, being that you beat them by 29 points?
No, I think we didn't carry whatever it was that happened last game when we played them the last time, and we actually probably knew they were going to come out with a chip on their shoulder and be even more aggressive and trying to set the tone from the jump and strike first. So we were both playing for a national championship. I think that's the only motivation that you needed on both sides. So we just tried to come out and play every possession that it's the most important possession of the season, serve the moment, and not get too caught up in the past, the future, but being present in the moment and just serving that.
With that, we want to thank you for your time this evening, and congratulations again.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Just a reminder that Paige, AZ, and Sarah are going to head over to the mix zone. We'll now start our questions for Coach. Give me one moment so I can start grabbing all your names.
Big smile.
Yay.
If we can start with Doug.
Hey, Gino. Doug
Hey,
Feinberg,
Doug.
the AP.
Oh, you guys are leaving. Don't come looking for me after. What's up, Doug?
Congrats on the title. Can you talk about the journey that Paige has been on these last 5 years with you, and the journey I guess you guys have had over the last 9 years to get back to winning a championship with all the heartbreaks that you talked about the other day, how you said you made mistakes and then you cost the team, and just what it means to get back on top?
I got, being honest, I think there was a big part of my inner circle, I guess, of people that I trust that were hoping that after the Stewie fourth in a row that I should have called it a day back then. That would have been pretty, apropos, I guess, right off into the sunset with Stewie and Tuck and Mariah and those guys. So when you make a decision that, you're not quite finished yet, and then 3-4 years go by and people start telling you that UConn's not UConn anymore, and it's somebody else's turn, and then 5 years go by, and 6 years go by, and 7 years go by. It's not like it was extra motivation, but it just happened to coincide, the last 5 years with the pandemic, the bubble, the injuries, and I just kept thinking, I kind of owe it to these people to kind of let me see if we can take a whole team, what could happen, because these people that have been playing against us for the last 7, 8 years have not played against the University of Connecticut team. Yet beating UConn always seemed like the national championship to them. For us, it always seemed like if we ever get a chance to get healthy, this could be pretty good. So it coincided with Paige's journey, so my journey became hers in so many words. Who's to say that after she won her first, if we won her sophomore year, her second year at Connecticut, we won a national championship, and I feel like, okay, well, I lived up to my promise. She got a national championship. Let's move on. But because it didn't happen, it was just almost like a crusade on our coaching staff's part to like, let's do this, let's do this, let's do this. Who knew it would turn out like this? But I started to trust in them, and I think when I tell you that it really is out of your hands, it really is true. All this is in the hands of the players that are playing, and it made it all worthwhile today. It's probably the most emotional one, like I said, that I've had maybe since, I don't know, really, really emotional. 2000, I can name them. 95 was pretty emotional, obviously. 2000 in Philly in front of my mom and stuff. And 2002 with Sue and that crew heading out. Then Dee senior year, and then Stewie senior year. Like those were probably the most, because of what was involved. And this one had as much, if not more, involved. And I was pretty emotional when the game ended.
We'll go to Nancy.
Nancy Hammer, USA Today Sports. Gina, what we heard Paige say what you guys said to each other, but I'm wondering what you told her, and also too just the fact that she has prioritized the team so much. How fitting was it that this was not everything was not on her today?
Back part of your question, we as coaches felt like AZ was the key to the tournament. That every game that AZ played, we talked about it in the locker room before the game when just the coaching staff. We said every time AZ scores more than 16 points, I forget what the number was exactly, we win every one of those games. And so we felt that if she could have an AZ type game, didn't have to be a 28-point game like the one at Carolina, that we will win. We kind of know what we're going to get from Paige. We kind of know what we're going to get from Sarah. So AZ became the focal point for us of who has to really step up tonight, and she did magnificently, obviously. And then to your point about the Paige thing, there are times when she and I are very, very, very serious together, and a lot of serious conversations have been had over the last 5 years between the two of us. And some conversations are light and fun and, don't mean anything. But today was the first one, I think, in 5 years that all the emotions that have been building inside of me came out. And they came out in her, because in 5 years that she's been in Connecticut, I've never seen her cry. And she might deny it, but she cried because she's going to miss me.
We'll go to the center, and then we'll work our way back.
Hi, Coach. Eden Lassie, Hoops HQ. In November, you told me that you wanted to win another one to prove that UConn was still making history. This team, like in the legacy of UConn women's basketball, how do they fit into that? in your mind?
I don't know. I mean, that's usually those things are decided by other people who write what it means. You know, I do think that each championship is a building block, and the legacy is all those blocks placed on top of each other. And I don't know that the bottom one holds everything up, but the first one, I don't think any other one means more to the legacy. Maybe what this one means is that there were a lot of people that didn't think it would ever happen. There are a lot of people that hoped it would never happen, that I'm glad that we were able to get to that spot that Connecticut has occupied. And not that we had to win a championship, but in the last 30 years, I don't know that any programs meant more to their sport than what UConn has meant to women's basketball. So I feel good about that.
We're going to shift to our right. Ava, if you could raise your hand, we can get the microphone to you.
Hi, Gino. Ava Wallace, The Washington Post. I know you've spoken extensively about your and Paige's relationship over the past couple weeks, I guess, but just in you mentioning that you felt like you really want to do it for her and do it for all your players, sure. What about her inspires you and your coaching staff?
It's funny. Jamel wasn't here her freshman year. Tanya wasn't here her freshman year. So they missed that whole bubble thing and they missed her being the National Player of the Year and all that. So their journey, my staff's journey with Paige, has been more like that. Because Paige is infuriating. And she's absolutely mesmerizing when you watch her play at practice. She's like a symphony conductor that just everything just flows the way she wants it to flow. She dictates the pace of everything we do at practice, dominates every practice. But when she goes into those places where she doesn't necessarily have in her mind what we want as a coaching staff, she's infuriating. And it happened a couple times today, and it just really infuriating. Like, she is going to want to dictate, and my relationship with her has been, I know what she's going to do, and it's not always what I want her to do. But I know in the end, she's always doing what she thinks she needs to do for us to win. And so I got to pretend, I got to not look. And then if I do accidentally look, I got to pretend I didn't see it. And the two of us live happily ever after.
Michael Vogel.
Coach, as a fellow senior citizen, I ask this, so I hope you're not offended by it, but you are the oldest coach in men's or women's basketball to win a national championship. You've talked about how the last few years it's been hard. There's been times you thought, hey, do I want to keep doing this? Can you talk about just your journey to stick with this, and you want to stick around another, several years to win a few more?
Well, all those other coaches had the good sense to not stick around till they were 71. Again, we maybe talked about this recently. Yes, we all feel our age at some point. We don't like to admit that we're older because we still act younger because of the people that we're dealing with. right? You know, I know a lot of my friends that are my age that haven't done what I've done with who I've done it with, and they look way older, act way older, because they've lost the ability to be a kid, because they're not around kids. So, yeah, I may be 71 number-wise, but I think otherwise I'm more able to do stuff with those young people because I'm around them every day and they rub off on me. So does that mean that I could do this for another X number of years? No, because, you know, wine is good for you too. And if you're around it all the time, after a while, you know, you wake up and you go, that was really bad. I had too much fun. And so these kids are fun, but there is going to come a time when the fun doesn't eliminate how hard it is to do this job. This job is really hard to do. I almost equated this one with coaching the Olympic team, okay? If you know anything about coaching the Olympic team, it's a 4-year cycle, okay? You got to win a world championship first, and then you got to win a gold medal. And it takes 4 years for that whole thing to evolve. And if I were to tell you the number of people who work every day, not just in Colorado Springs, to win a gold medal, that you feel like if you don't win it, they have to wait 4 more years to have that opportunity. The incredible amount of pressure and obligation that you have. And my job has become that at UConn. That it's more of an obligation to do what they expect me to do as opposed to, you know, any fame and fortune that's going to come my way. Although my AD doesn't know that yet.
With that, Coach, I've been given the nod that we are at time. Want to congratulate you and thank you on a
Thank
wonderful
you.
season.
Thanks, everybody. I really appreciate it.
Thank you, Coach.
Oh, and thank you.
Don't move yet. I want to give you the name cards for your players.
Oh, okay.